I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
I'm gonna... That kind of shit.
Not really CP, bro.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Great! You know what to do with that key.
Where am I?
That kind of tickle.
You be careful
Ally
too,
needs your
okay?
help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Flying Nimbus!
Oopsie.
You'd better make this fun for me.
This guy's right above the key.
Well, looks like you've been expecting us. Fool, behind you! Hey, great! We found another power key. Use it quick. This is bad. Somebody's
Everyone's
down.
KO'd.
Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. You fool!
Stay calm.
Before rushing in.
So, who wants to die next? Get up! I owe you. Flying Nimbus! Stay calm. Behind you.
You're not supposed to destroy that so easily.
Bastard! You'll be dead.
I was camping, so there's nothing we could have done.
Of a Saiyan elite. You fool! Behind you!
Maybe I should put Time Patroller's duty back on. Okay,
Startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now.
They might prove to be fun, just like I thought. Be gone!
The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want
Be
to get
gone!
closer. The startup system is under
Perfect.
attack. Stop it.
Dragon Ball Super Broly movie takes place after the
watch
events
it.
of the Tournament of Power. Long ago in the vacuum of space,
movie,
we witnessed
long before
King
that.
Cold and his forces approaching the Saiyan homeworld, planet Vegeta. As the Saiyans watch the many ships fly in, some rather recklessly, Zarbon, Dodoria, and the Ginyu Force dispatch. King Vegeta informed that King Cold has arrived. Vegeta can see that for himself though, the king displeased at this unexpected visit. Landing in the front of Vegeta's palace, Cold's subordinates await the landing of their
Priority
leader,
6, so
who,
I should get
departing
Raider
from
match
his
next.
ship, is approached by Vegeta and his entourage. King Cold is surrounded by Frieza and others, greeted by King Vegeta, though he refuses to shake the Saiyan's hand. Cold then introduces his son, Frieza, who intimidates Vegeta with a single glance. He and the rest of his team bow before their opposition, and King Cold soon announces that he'll be retiring effective immediately. He goes on to say that Frieza will now be the new commander of his forces, and clearly establishes that the Saiyans will continue to serve by following his orders. Cold warns King Vegeta of his son's quick temper and cold-hearted nature, and swiftly assuming the responsibility as commander, Frieza laughs and greets the Saiyan race with condescension. To commemorate his rise to power, he introduces new gifts for his subjects known as Scouters, explaining that in addition to serving as communicators between the Saiyans and Frieza Force, they can triangulate a target's position and battle power. However, during the device's demonstration, Frieza notices a number of Saiyans focusing their weapons on both he and his men. again. Noting that one of the Saiyans have a battle power of 2,000, Frieza swiftly eliminates him, along with the remaining snipers. He and the Frieza Force then take off, having left 500 scouters behind, leaving an angered King Vegeta crushing his device in frustration. Later, King Vegeta inspects his son in his nursing capsule, filled with pride at Prince Vegeta's potential and confident that his offspring will one day reign over the cosmos, usurping the tyrant Frieza. His contentment quickly turns to anger though, as he notices an unfamiliar child in the neighboring pod. One of the Saiyan scientists quickly informs the king that the child is Broly, son of Paragus. When Vegeta exclaims that this nursery was intended exclusively for Saiyan elites, the scientist notes that Broly's latent abilities were exceptionally high, challenging the scientist's suggestion that Broly's power is on par with Prince Vegeta's. They actually correct him, noting that Broly's far exceeded his son's. Skeptical, King Vegeta retrieves a power reading device and tests it against Broly's pod, causing the child to wail and the device to explode. Nearby, another scientist observes, noting that even discounting anomalous readings, Broly's power is remarkable, prompting talk of him being a valuable warrior with proper training and speculation that he might even be the legendary Super Saiyan. Upon hearing this analysis, King Vegeta's determination solidifies and he resolves on a course of action. Soon after, Paragus hurries and rushes into the throne room where he kneels, pleading for an audience with the king. He questions if word is true that Vegeta plans to send Broly away, and he confirms. Paragus demands to know why Broly is being dispatched to a frontier world, as if he were a low-class Saiyan. King Vegeta attempts to explain that it's a training mission for Broly to develop his extraordinary potential, and that cultivating planets for sale is what Saiyans do. However, Paragus counters that Broly's destination, planet Vampa, is merely a setting with a harsh environment and no humanoid life forms, deeming it a non-suitable planet for sale. King Vegeta then admits that he fears Broly's immense power could threaten planet Vegeta one day, and perhaps even the entire universe. He goes as far as to call Broly a freak, and tells Paragus that he should consider himself lucky that his son's life was spared. Angered, Paragus accuses the king of being jealous of Broly's power, which surpasses that of the prince. This accusation infuriates Vegeta, who threatens Paragus and spitefully reveals that Broly's pod has already launched. In a panic, Paragus crashes through the throne room's stained glass window and heads for the spaceport. He sets his sights on his spaceship to steal and makes a beeline for it, moving past the Saiyan named Beats, who protests and follows him. Ignoring Beats, Paragus commandeers the ship and takes off for planet Vampa, with Beats along for the ride. As he pilots the ship through the atmosphere, Paragus explains to Beats the details of his plight and mission. The king, envious of Broly's power, removed him from his nursing capsule and sent him to a desolate world, not to conquer it as Saiyans do, but to get rid of Broly for good. Paragus intends to retrieve Broly from planet Vampa and serve out their exile on a more hospitable planet, informing Beats that he's free to head home afterward. As for Paragus, there's only one path forward. He'll train Broly's incredible power and one day exact revenge on King Vegeta. Paragus and Beats approach planet Vampa, a planetoid almost as small as an asteroid. Despite Beats' cautions, Paragus heads straight for where Broly should have landed 2 days earlier, resulting in a crash landing, though they survive mostly unharmed. As he departs from the ship, Paragus dons a mask, and the two begin searching for Broly using an old scout scope. Soon, they hear a noise, discovering a group of Vampa beetles approaching. One of the beetles attacks Paragus, but he manages to escape. He tries attacking the creature, but his blasts just bounce off its shell. As Paragus and Beats take shelter in a cavern below, Beats fearfully states he shouldn't be out here, as he's not even a fighter. The two remain put until sunrise, then resume their search for Broly. Beats notices that planet Vampa has a moon that's almost full, prompting Paragus to advise him not to stare at it for too long, otherwise he'll become a great ape. During their search, they enter a crater filled with a soft, grassy surface. It's not long before said surface is surrounded by Vampa's tick-like creatures. The ticks penetrate the grass with long, barbed appendages from their mouths and start sucking up something beneath the surface. Suddenly, an earthquake occurs, prompting Paragus and Beats to take to the air as the grassy field transforms into an open
Damn, I haven't played as Majin Buu in forever. Press the wrong button. Yeah, they keep rushing me hard.
Let's do this! This is it!
I knew this was a bad idea. fucked up. I'm getting cooked right now. That's what's up. Tried to go back to Majin Buu. It's not looking good. These damn Immortal Champions, bro. I don't know how to defeat 7 people with Immortal Champion. It's impossible. Press the wrong button again. There's nothing I could do. You got cooked. I try to switch up the radar, but it's not looking good. Right now we're gonna watch the Broly Dragon Ball Super Broly manga.
Mouth, extending into a gigantic snake-like creature with a face of an attack dog. The creature quickly attacks and eats the Vampa creatures, leading Paragus to understand the food chain on this planet. The Vampa beetles suck the blood from the Vampa beasts, and the beasts eat the beetles in return. Paragus and Beats distance themselves from the scene, and the latter spots Broly's pod in the distance. The pod appears to have been damaged in a crash landing, but Broly isn't there. Using a scope, they eventually locate Broly inside a cave that seems to serve as a nest for the Vampa beetles. It's filled with what looks like their eggs and the corpses of several adult creatures. Broly soon emerges from one of the adult claws, uninjured and holding a piece of a beetle tongue. Paragus expresses his happiness at seeing Broly, but Broly seems wary. Beats uses the scout scope to gauge Broly's battle power, revealing it to be 920 and higher than his own. But Paragus believes that 920 wouldn't be sufficient enough to combat the Vampa beetles and win, incapacitating his struggling son by gripping his tail. Paragus notices that Broly's armor is a bit loose. He realizes that Broly must have transformed into a great ape the night before the moon was full, explaining the death of the Vampa life forms they're witnessing. Paragus and Beats return to their ship to escape the planet, but discover that the ship's main floater was damaged in their crash landing, leaving them stranded on planet Vampa. They're too far away to call for help, and they only have enough food and water for 10 days. Beats doubts anyone will find them, and Paragus, noting there's only one way for them to conserve food, shoots Beats with a ray gun and kills him. 5 years later, Bardock returns from battle to planet Vegeta, woken up by his Saiyan comrade Leek, who informs him of their imminent arrival. Curious about Frieza's command for the Saiyans to return, Leek is advised by Bardock to remove his scouter, suspecting that someone might be listening. The two notice that Frieza's spaceship is already orbiting the planet, but it will take some time for all of the Saiyans to return. Bardock is wary of their orders, stating that if Frieza had an important message, he could have transmitted it wirelessly. He goes on to say that even if this were about new weapons they were receiving, there would be no urgency in summoning all Saiyans back to their home planet. Though Cold and Frieza have always found the Saiyans useful, Bardock wonders if Frieza has decided he no longer needs them. As they enter the atmosphere with dozens of other ships and land in Bardock's village, the bustling scene is filled with activity, including carts pulling space pods. Leek questions if Bardock is suggesting that Frieza plans to exterminate the Saiyan race, and Bardock confirms, surprising Leek, who tries to stay optimistic. Another Saiyan comrade, Taro, greets Bardock, the latter questioning if he knows why Frieza summoned everyone back to the planet. Taro states he's unsure, but suggests Frieza might have found a valuable planet needing the Saiyans to purge, an idea Leek quickly adopts. Taro also mentions Frieza's inquiries about the legendary Super Saiyan, heightening Bardock's suspicions. On Frieza's ship, one of the tyrant's most trusted men, Kikano, tells Frieza that after doing some digging, the legends of the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God appear to be nothing but a myth. Relieved, Frieza agrees but doesn't want to take any chances, viewing the assembly of the Saiyans the perfect opportunity to eliminate them once and for all. At home, Bardock finds his wife Gine working in her butcher shop. She's delighted to see the Saiyan and embraces him as he inquires about Raditz, learning he's on a mission with Prince Vegeta off-world. Bardock then questions how Kakarot is doing, prompting Gine to take her husband to see him. They enter the room with the nursing capsule, and Bardock notes that Kakarot is still small. Gine notes that he's a late bloomer, but mentions he looks just like Bardock, especially his hair. Bardock, with a serious expression, tells Gine that come nightfall, he'll be stealing a space pod to send Kakarot to another planet. Gine protests, but Bardock explains that given Kakarot's low potential, he would have been sent off-world anyway, so they should do it now before Frieza acts. Gine questions what Bardock means, and he explains his suspicions about Frieza, deducing that the Tyrant is scared of the Super Saiyan legend and plans to exterminate the Saiyan race as a result. When night falls, Bardock steals a pod and places Kakarot inside. Gine follows him to the Badlands outside of the village in worry, but Bardock reassures her, stating that if he's wrong about Frieza, they can always go after Kakarot later and bring him back home. Gine suggests they all escape together, but Bardock explains they would be detected by scouters, so Kakarot is the only one they can save. She questions Bardock's sudden resolve and concern for his son, prompting the Saiyan to state that he's constantly destroying, so he'd actually like to save someone for a change. He programs the pods.
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Yo, Ab, what's up with you? How you doing tonight?
That's our power key. Place it now. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Are you here to save me?
Flying Nimbus!
Come on. You want to say one of those chicks?
You have my thanks.
Like, I don't understand why these guys didn't set A, bro. I found the E key, then someone found the A key, and no one said it.
Flying Nimbus!
Now he's just gonna camp C and D. Honestly, the best thing to do is find C and D on this map first. You get a power key radar. That's the fine C and D trap. Could be not box
An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Great. You know what to do with that key. Here comes a pain.
Yo, what good is this
Take on.
what good is this firewall, bro? Game sucks, dog. I swear I see people use this firewall and it lasts a lot longer than that.
A super transfer is headed your way. Take it now. This is bad. Somebody's down.
Break!
Exercise
Line
extreme
is
caution
alive.
if you're going to help them.
Get out of here, man.
Ally down.
Got
If
killed.
you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
I don't know, guys.
Finished already. I owe you one.
Here goes!
That's a new power key. Place it now.
That transfers in E anyways. Okay, someone got it. Level 4 doesn't get cooked.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them. Flying Nimbus! The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it?
Stay calm. Finished already. Oh man.
Bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help.
What the shot?
Ally down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Not gonna have Dragon Change forever. No damage was done, bro. That was a waste.
I'm the devil himself. Trash will always be trash.
Bro, he's overpowered. see how this one plays out.
Somebody's down! Exercise flame caution if you're going to help them.
Finished already.
What the hell is going on, bro? You see, these are the type of people I play with, man. It's not my fault, bro. These are the type of people I play with. It's not my fault.
Destination to a planet called Earth, far enough to avoid Frieza's attention, with a native population weak enough to pose no threat to Kakarot. As the baby peers through the pod in tears, his parents resolve to their decision, and Bardock tells Kakarot to survive no matter what. As they say goodbye, Bardock touches the pod's window, and Kakarot places his hand against the glass. The pod takes off, and Gine calls out to her son, telling him not to forget them, as she breaks down in tears. Bardock comforts her as they watch their son hurtle through space, unaware of the horrible fate approaching their planet. On Frieza's ship, Hikano warns the tyrant that destroying the Saiyans will reduce their forces by nearly half. However, Frieza isn't concerned, as he anticipates that the Saiyans would eventually turn on him given the chance. Deciding the time has come, he opens the hatch and floats out in his hover throne, immediately preparing an attack that he launches to obliterate the planet. Gine looks up from her work in the butcher shop as the Saiyans notice the sky turning bright red. Leek stares toward the sky in shock, glaring as the supernova approaches. Bardock, in his armor heavily damaged from battling several of Frieza's minions, makes a desperate attempt to stop the tyrant's attack by launching a final spirit cannon. However, Frieza's supernova overwhelms the Saiyans' effort, and Bardock is incinerated along with planet Vegeta. Frieza, watching the life signs on his scouter screen drop to 0, proclaims joyfully how much better he feels with the Saiyans now eliminated. Somewhere in space, Vegeta is on a mission with Raditz, Nappa, and 2 other adult Saiyans. One Saiyan informs the others that planet Vegeta has been destroyed by a meteor, shocking the others as they rush to inform Prince Vegeta. Overhearing this, Raditz remarks they were fortunate enough to be spared, while Vegeta muses over the fact that he'll never be King Vegeta now. Nappa questions Vegeta about his brother, but Vegeta shows no concern for him. Another Saiyan questions Raditz about Kakarot, but Raditz dismisses his brother as a weakling and mentions that their mother had sent him off-world. With the remainder of the Saiyan race dwindled to a handful, Prince Vegeta looks toward the sky unbothered as Broly, back on planet Vampa with Paragus, eats a Vampa beetle from a giant eggshell. At the same time, Kakarot's space pod passes by, headed toward Earth, and begins his adventure that we know as Dragon Ball. In the present day, Goku and Vegeta are sparring near Bulma's summer home on an island far to the south of West City. Bulma is watching from a distance with Bola, Whis is visibly excited over some food he's tasting, and Beerus is trying to take a nap. As the Saiyans continue their battle, Bulma remarks to Whis that the island is otherwise uninhabited, so Goku and Vegeta don't have to worry about collateral damage. However, Beerus gets angry when they wake him from his nap with their noise, prompting them to take a break and join the others for food. Whis questions Goku on why he's seeking even greater strength, initially guessing that he's aiming to become a god of destruction. Goku denies this though, and explains that it's because he met incredible fighters from other universes at the Tournament of Power. Whis then poses the same question to Vegeta, who's motivated by the imminent danger of Frieza. Goku tells Vegeta there's nothing to worry about, as Frieza helped them win the tournament after all. Vegeta, however, argues that they shouldn't expect Frieza to be grateful for his resurrection, and now that they understand Frieza's potential for growth, they shouldn't have risked the possibility of the tyrant getting an even stronger form. A bickering ensues, and Vegeta tells Goku he's too stupid to grasp reality. Suddenly, Bulma receives a call on her wristwatch from Trunks, who informs her that the 6 Dragon Balls she collected in her lab have been stolen. Trunks sends the surveillance footage through the watch, revealing that the thieves were wearing Frieza-style armor. Vegeta and the others instantly recognize what's going on, and when the call ends, Vegeta believes that Frieza must have sent his minions to nab the Dragon Balls so that no one would detect them given their low battle power. Goku wonders what Frieza Frieza would wish for since he can't wish for anything beyond Shenron's power, and Vegeta thinks it's obvious, noting that Frieza is aiming to wish for immortality. Regardless of his true intentions for the wish, everyone agrees that Frieza must be stopped. Fortunately, Bulma already knows where to find the last Dragon Ball. She reveals that it's on the Ice Continent, which she initially saved for last because it's so cold out there. Frieza's goons are surely already en route, so Goku and Vegeta agree to travel with her to stop them. Whis wants to go with them, but Beerus prefers to stay where the food is, so Bulma happily saddles him with Bola to babysit. As they take off, Beerus yells after them, prompting laughter from Whis. As they fly toward their destination, Goku questions Bulma on why she wanted to collect the Dragon Balls in the first place. After more inquiries, Bulma admits that she wanted to make herself look 5 years younger, and Goku can't believe she would waste a wish on something so trivial. When Bulma asserts that a Saiyan wouldn't understand how she feels about this, Whis questions why she'd only stop at 5 years. Bulma responds that anything more would be too noticeable, and Goku makes fun of her. Meanwhile, on Frieza's ship, Kikano emerges and relays the news that the 6 Dragon Balls collected by Vegeta's wife have been secured, along with the Dragon Radar, which they're using to find the last one. This pleases Frieza, but he decides they should wait until all 7 are secured before heading to Earth, as the Saiyans don't need scouters to sense his presence. With some time to spare before their arrival, Kikano wants to know whether Frieza will wish for immortality as he's always wanted, but the tyrant reveals that his experience in Hell taught him that immortality isn't all it's cracked up to be, especially when one couldn't do anything. Kikano predicts that he'll wish for invincibility instead, but Frieza thinks that would be boring. Confident that nobody will be able to guess his true intention for the wish, another of Frieza's subordinates, Berry Blue, hits the mark when she suggests that Frieza will wish to be taller. Frieza's reaction confirms it, and Kikano can't believe what she suggested. Berry Blue, however, continues in saying that she's witnessed Frieza's ruthlessness with people who called him a pipsqueak, prompting the tyrant's verbal confirmation with her guess. Frieza swears his subordinates to secrecy and admits that he wants to wish to be 5 centimeters taller. Kikano questions why Frieza doesn't just use his taller second form, but Frieza insists he wants to be taller in his true form, and of course his golden one. Kikano finally questions why only 5 centimeters, to which Frieza responds that anything more would be too noticeable, and that he wants to appear as if he's still growing. Somewhere out in space, a pair named Chilai and Lemo, members of the Frieza Force, are searching for strong recruits. Chilai is frustrated with her mission as it seems pointless, but Lemo reminds her that they were ordered to find as many warriors as possible to strengthen Frieza's depleted forces. Chilai is confused, thinking the army was already large enough, but Lemo explains that a significant portion were killed by Frieza himself. Lemo then questions
pretty high level team. See how we do.
Another powerful foe.
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Found 2 keys, but someone went down already.
You have my thanks.
Wrong button, bro.
Flying Nimbus!
I was gonna go to A, but since I'm here, let me just set the key. who's going to A or E. So we'll head to D.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll turn you into chocolate!
So no, that's not good. That's a power key radar. Somebody needs to pick that up.
idea? Flying Nimbus!
Guys, I don't know who. This is a power key radar. I don't know why no one picked it up and found the key yet. I mean, they just found the key, right? But would it make more sense to find hit the radar and then find the key?
Transfer was stolen. I'll get another one out right away. Just keep it together until then. Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done. I sent another super transfer. Take it and survive this. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Fuck, where are you sending this shit, bro?
Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
What's on here?
Stay calm. Stay calm. Ah! You're done! Your ass is toast! Holy hell. I've got better things to do!
That move sucks. Trying to add some new moves. Vegeta level 2 is not good. Thought he would have the key blast. Or the beam blast, sorry.
Questions why Chi-Lai joined the Frieza Force, prompting her to admit that she stole a ship from the Galactic Patrol and hoped that joining Frieza's army would offer her some protection from jail time. She questions Lemmo on if he's ever met Frieza, but as a non-combatant, he's only seen the Tyrant on video. Chi-Lai expresses that she heard Frieza is short, and Lemmo warns her to never repeat that if she values her life. As the two pass by planet Vampa, they intercept a distress signal from an older model ship. Hoping for a bonus, they fly toward the planet, Paragus noticing them from from the ground. The two land and investigate the old wreckage, and Paragus emerges from a nearby cave, yelling for their attention and questioning if they're with Frieza's army. Lemmo spots Paragus's tail and recognizes him as a Saiyan, surprising Chi-Lai. Paragus introduces himself and explains that he's been stranded since crash landing on the planet. Chi-Lai reads his battle power of 4200, which is much higher than she expected for an old man. As they express their amazement, Lemmo questions if Paragus is alone, but he tells him there's another on the planet as well. Their conversation is interrupted though when a Vampa beetle approaches, but Paragus yells for Broly, who drops the claw he was munching on and swiftly charges in, dealing with the creature. Chi-Lai is awed by his performance and tries to read his battle power, but her scouter blanks out as Paragus introduces Broly. Surprised, Chi-Lai tells Lemmo that her scouter can't even measure Broly's power, so he tries to get a reading on his, but fails as well. The two can't believe their luck and hurry to deliver this powerful specimen to Frieza. On their way, Broly gazes at the food Chi-Lai is eating and is offered some, but nearly eats the wrapping as he isn't accustomed to normal food like the others. Upon tasting the food, Broly devours it and formally thanks Chi-Lai, but she tells him to relax a little, leading to a more casual expression of gratitude. Upon the group's arrival on Frieza's ship, Berry Blue goes to inform Frieza of their arrival, piquing his interest. Gazing at Broly and Paragus, he's surprised that there are still other Saiyans out there. Frieza questions what happened to Broly's tail, prompting Paragus to explain that he removed it because Broly couldn't control himself when he transformed, making him too dangerous. Frieza inquires if Broly has lost his mind and exploded since the removal of his tail, and Paragus confirms he has, but insists it's only on rare occasions. Frieza counters that rarely is not never, and grows stern at the thought of danger being brought to his ship. So Paragus reveals Broly's collar, a device he invented to electrocute his son into submission when he loses control. Broly becomes visibly distressed when Paragus takes out the remote to demonstrate it to Frieza, gripping his collar in fear, which Lemmo and Chi-Lai notice. Frieza inquires for Broly's name, but Broly just blinks and looks away, prompting Paragus to answer on his behalf. Frieza can sense Broly's hidden power, and Paragus assures him that he and his son are at his disposal. Frieza, already turning away, laughs and says he's sure they will serve him well. He instructs Berry Blue to reward the hunters, who present Chi-Lai and Lemmo with a bounty in the form of intergalactic silver. They thank the tyrant profusely and leave, while Broly and Paragus remain in the room. Frieza then questions if Paragus is aware of planet Vegeta's destruction due to an unexpected meteor long ago. Paragus, having heard about it en route to the ship, shows no concern for his race, but regrets that his dream of revenge was stolen from him. Frieza then informs Paragus that King Vegeta's son, Prince Vegeta, is still alive and flourishing. This news upsets Paragus, who exclaims that the royal bloodline should have ended long ago. Frieza then concocts a plan and offers to help him get his revenge, instructing Berry Blue to show Paragus and Broly to the showers and provide them with new battle armor. Alone, Frieza muses over his plan, noting that he may not even have to get his hands dirty this time. Sometime later, Broly and Paragus emerge from showering and don new armor, as Chi-Lai and Lemmo invite them to join their table. Chi-Lai notices that Broly is only wearing the undersuit of his armor, and questions why he didn't wear the battle jacket. Broly explains that it was too hard to move in as she demonstrates hers, stating it's not so bad once you get used to it. Chi-Lai then directs her attention to the pelt wrapped around Broly's waist, reaching for it and questions when's the last time he washed it. This triggers Broly when she touches it, as he tells her to leave it alone, drawing everyone's attention in the mess hall. Chi-Lai apologizes, touching the fur gently, realizing it must have an important meaning for him. Broly begins to tell her the story behind it, but Paragus interrupts, reminding him that they're here to eat, not speak. Chi-Lai protests, but Paragus brushes her off. She tries to push it, but Lemmo advises her to drop the subject. At that moment, a random member of the Frieza Force known as Dagon approaches and tries to flirt with Chi-Lai, suggesting she would have more fun with him rather than her current companions. Paragus keeps a watchful eye on him, and Broly's eyes narrow in suspicion and irritation. Chi-Lai tries to dismiss Dagon, but he persists, so Lemmo offers to pay for his meal and send him on his way. Dagon, however, punches Lemmo aside, crossing a line for Broly. His hair flares up slightly, but he visibly controls his anger a bit, deliberately walking up to Dagon and ignoring his father's command to stand down. Dagon punches Broly in the chest several times, but the Saiyan doesn't even flinch. Instead, he grabs Dagon by the neck and lifts him off the ground, while Paragus tries and fails to get his son's attention. Broly squeezes harder, clearly threatening Dagon's life, but Paragus resorts to the collar, triggering it as Broly screams in agony under the assault result of electrocution. Cheelai and Lemo rush to his side, and once they verify that he's okay, Cheelai confronts Paragus. The latter explains patiently that his actions were necessary, but while talking, Cheelai stealthily steals the remote from his belt. Paragus remarks that she doesn't share his opinions and tells her to stay away from his son, unaware that his means of reining Broly in have been taken from him. Suddenly, Berry Blue enters the mess hall to summon Paragus to see Frieza again. Paragus calls for Broly to join him, but Berry Blue insists Frieza only wants to see Paragus. Before leaving, the Saiyan tells Broly to shut up and behave while he's gone. As soon as Paragus leaves, Lemo remarks that he might be even worse than his own father, and Cheelai laughs. Pleased with herself, she shows Broly the remote she stole, surprising both him and Lemo. She drops it on the ground and crushes it with her foot, and the two take Broly to the living quarters, where he gobbles more snack bars. Broly demonstrates more of his feral instincts as he's clueless on how to open a bottle, prompting Lemo to help him as he drinks water for the first time. Comfortable around the two, Broly tells them the story of his pelt. He says that it's the ear of his first and only friend, Ba. Ba was one of the beasts that lived in the craters of planet Vampa. When Broly was a child, he got along with Ba, and part of his training was learning to dodge the beast's attacks. Eventually, Ba saw Broly as a friend and no longer attacked him. However, Paragus was unhappy with this development as it interfered with Broly's real training, so he shot Ba in the head with a ray gun, severing his ear. After that, Ba became angry and never trusted Broly again, so the Saiyans started wearing Ba's ear to remember all of the good times they spent together. Cheelai, in awe, tells Broly she didn't expect him to have so much to say, and Lemo believes Broly to be a truly pure being. Cheelai questions if he even likes fighting, or if Paragus is just using him for revenge, and Lemo notes that Broly doesn't have to do everything his horrible father tells him to do. However, Broly refuses to speak ill of his father, prompting a look of sadness from his new comrades as the Saiyan grips Ba's ear. Meanwhile, on the Arctic continent of Earth,
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Please help me. Thank you very much.
You found a power key. Go slot it.
Where am I? Thanks.
Flying Nimbus!
Welcome. Thank you. Whoa.
Are you here to save me?
You're done! Bye!
New power key. Place it now. Great. You know what to do with that key.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Nice going!
That kid.
I owe you one.
Hey, wait. You found another power key. Use it quick.
Flying Nimbus! Huh?
Oh, man. Stay calm. Stay calm.
Thing right here.
Oh, man. Holy hell. Bastard!
Did you get me? Got me.
Dang it, fools! Jive!